Hey, this is going to be a beginner's guide to building with Magic Lantern. For any of you guys like me that been have 500D, 550D, those one of the DSLR Canon cameras, and you've been kind of getting into hearing about Magic Lantern and wanted to learn more about it and stuff, and you've gotten to the point to where you've been in the forums and looking on their Bitbucket and seeing all the cool things that they're coming up with, but you're kind of impatient and you want to get learning how to use those features and stuff, and but you don't know how to build. So I'm not a programmer or anything, so there's a lot I don't know, but I do know how to at least get it build and stuff and do some little things and tweaking of my own on some stuff I've learned just by using it. But that was pretty much how I learned how to tweak things, is by finally being able to build and just playing with everything, looking at the code. You kind of start understanding how things work a little bit, the basic stuff anyways. But yeah, so I'll probably best for somebody like me to train you how to do it, because it's since I'm not a programmer or anything, I'm probably gonna talk more on your level and everything. I'm sure when the devs do it, they're probably very speedy and they have their way of talking, but it's just it's like jarbled to most of us because they're like super brainy and smart and all that, and it's very hard to pick up on what they say, but they're very busy, and I'm sure they would probably do it, but they just clearly can't have the time with all the stuff that all the hacks that they're trying to keep up with the people and all the help that they're trying to give everybody. So let's get started. So I'm sure by now you must know where Magic Lantern is, their website. So you're going to want to go there first and go to their forums section just to get things going. Let's see if I remember where everything was. Then you go down to General Development, and you're going to want to go to Getting Started with Magic Lantern. And this is where you're going to get the tool chain for VM for VirtualBox. You're going to want to get that first. First, obviously, you're going to need to install VirtualBox. So hopefully you know how to do that. I don't want to go through that. Just go to look up VirtualBox and get that installed. It's pretty simple, just basic setup file. And once you get it installed, then you can use VirtualBox to use their pre-built version if you want, or the pre-built tool chain. And I think we'll have to go to here. Pretty sure this is where it is. Alright, we're going to click pre-built. I'm going to just right click and open that in a new tab. Okay, and then we're going to go to VirtualBox. And you're going to want to download this folder right here, or this file, sorry, magiclantern.zip. And sometimes it might take a while to get it. It's 1.4 gigs in size. So be patient, wait for it. Sometimes it goes fast, sometimes it keeps closing to where you're, I guess, depending on the speed and everything, but yeah, it could cancel out on you. Just keep trying until you finally get the full 1.4 zip file, and then you're going to extract it. So let's just go back to, we shouldn't have to go back to there. Alright, so just get that and just keep this page open because you may need it. So next what we'll do is I'm going to take this one, and this is what the one I'm using now. We're going to go to, I'll make a new one. Go to my downloads. Let me get to my downloads folder and we'll get to Magic Lantern. Hold on one sec. Okay, so once you're got your folder downloaded and you extract it, just go into it and look for where it says magiclantern.vbox, and you're going to double click on that, and then it's going to open up your interface, your or your VirtualBox with Magic Lantern inside of it. Now what I did was, you don't have to do this, but I did it just because it runs better. I will right click on it and go to settings, and let's just change a few settings here. Let's leave all that off because you can't use that anyway right away. Display, go to display and change your video memory to 128. Leave all these off because you know, it'll just mess up your performance. I think that's pretty much all we got to really do. You can turn sound off because it's not like we're going to use sound, but you know, you can leave all that stuff on. It's not going to really affect anything now, but if you want, you can turn it off just for performance issues. Alright, so I think that's all we got to change there for now. We're just going to click OK. And then just go ahead and double click on it and it'll load it, everything up. Just wait for it. Okay, and then once that loads, just don't upgrade. Just to make sure, you know, it doesn't mess up your thing, because this is just has pre-built ARM tools in it. I don't think it'll mess anything up, but I'd rather not risk it. You can try if you want to. Alright, so we're all set. Now it's definitely going to be running kind of sluggish here because we don't have certain features enabled. So I mean, you can start working right now, but I would recommend just go ahead and finish setting it up. We're going to go to here, devices, and install guest editions. This way you can enable more features, especially if you want to do copy and paste features, if you're working like with, because obviously it's a little bit slower if you're not used to this interface, which I'm not really. I'm a Windows person, so if you're not used to this kind of stuff, you might want to work like, if you're looking at code and stuff, you may want to work in Windows and then just use this for the building. You might want to be copying and pasting code from inside Windows to here, which there's only one way to do that. You need to install the guest editions to do that. So I'm going to mount this first. I right clicked on this. Once you clicked install editions, mount it and then open it. It might take a little bit, you know, it's a little bit slower working in this VirtualBox, but just be patient and wait for it. It should open up. Especially the first time. It seems like the first time you try to open up any kind of folders or something, when you load this interface up, it takes a while for the first time, the very first time. So just, you know, click on it. If you click on it too many times, it'll take forever, and then all of a sudden it'll load all those times you clicked on it. So be patient the very first time you open up any kind of, either the main folder on the desktop or any folder, period. Alright, so just right click on the auto run one and click execute, and the password would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and click authenticate and just let it do its thing. Okay, when you get to this screen, just click on Magic Lantern and password again, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Log in. Okay, so now you will have more features enabled, especially one of the ones which is your mouse. It gives you full control, like of the mouse, where you don't have to you can work with inside this interface and not have to hold your control button down, because that's what you would normally have to do to get in and out of the window. It's kind of annoying, and you'll definitely notice a performance increase. Alright, so with that we can unmount. We'll just right click on that and eject it. Turn that off. Alright, so let's go ahead and close this. We're going to restart. I'm going to right click on this first. The way I like to have this set up. I'm going to go to panel, I believe, panel preferences. Put this over here. Let me see if I can find it. Panel. No, not here. Where the heck? Properties? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, action buttons. I like to have these action buttons up here. So yeah, obviously I'm still new to it. I don't really play with it that much, but so just bear with me. I'm sure you guys would understand anyways. Lock screen. I'm gonna turn that off. I don't really use that. I don't use that because it's just we're only using it for compiling, so I'm just trying to make it a little bit more user friendly here. Even though you not really going to go up here much, but if you just want to power it off, if you're not used to the interface, I'm just showing you all the stuff that I felt I wanted to do as a new person working with Linux or Unix or whatever you want to call this. Ubuntu. Suspend. The only one I cared about was shut down and restart. I didn't need log out or anything. I like the idea of seeing the action buttons up there. And that's it for that. Now down here, when you go all the way down to the bottom, this thing appears and disappears. So I noticed that was kind of annoying too, so I just right clicked in this area here, and I believe I would go to panel preferences, yeah, and automatically show in high panel. I unchecked that. Now it's going to stay locked there, so you can actually get to it. It just, for me, it was kind of annoying having it hide all the time. I liked being able to just click on the terminal and not have to go down there. So, I mean, it might be fine if it was an actual system built for this, but for the VirtualBox, I found it annoying. So, okay, so that's always going to show there. Let's see. I guess we can go ahead and let me do scale mode, because I want you to be able to see this, because we're obviously right now I have to shrink my resolution for this cam program, the screen recorder, so I have to change to a different size here so you can see everything at once. Okay, this is basically what you're going to get now. I just changed the seamless mode on there. Let me click Control F. That's full screen. I'm holding my right control key down, and I just switched. I press Control F on the keyboard, and that brings me to full screen mode if you want to switch to that. Once you're in that mode, then you can switch back from here. You can see all your, if you click View down here, these are your keys. Your host key would be your right control key, and then you can press these to change your different modes. I have 2 screens, so I can use my second screen for this if I wanted to. And that's the way I do it. I usually set this to screen 2, and then I work with my virtual dub on my second screen, and then on this screen I work with Windows on my main screen. So, but for this one I'll just leave it like this. I'm going to go back to scale mode, I guess, just so you can see everything the normal way. Okay, well actually, let me go back there. Let me get to, I just want to be in a regular window mode here. Move my window down. just because this is probably how you're going to see it from the start anyways. I want you to be able to see the menu up here in case I need to use it, but I shouldn't, so this might help you get used to the adjusting it too. So I'm in scale mode right now to where I can, or one of the modes to where I can it'll just resize per this, but just remember, here's your keys in case you get stuck and lose this menu up here, because I know that happened to me in the beginning and I freaked out. So just take note of those keys right there real quick. Alright, now what we'll do is power off. I'm just going to shut down here so we can enable a couple more things. Alright, and then we're going to go to here and we're going to right click on this, go to settings, and we'll change a couple more features here. We want to share our clipboard, so we're going to do bidirectional for both of these. This way we can share back and forth from Windows to this one. Doesn't share everything. The drag and drop doesn't seem to work perfectly on this, or if at all, but the copy to clipboard definitely does. So we'll go ahead and use that. System, really, I mean, I guess we can just leave everything like this. We already have our display turned to 128. We don't need to enable these, doesn't really help. Storage, everything else is okay. Like I said, now you can turn off your sound if you want to. It might make things run a little bit smoother and quicker. That's it. You can enable this if you want to. See if that you know, it'll give you, it might give you faster support for it. So I guess there's really no point of, I don't know why I clicked that, no point of using this. I'll show you how to get to your USB your memory card thing. Alright, so yeah, I believe that's it. So just go ahead and we're gonna just load this again once we change those settings. See, now it's loaded on my other screen, so let's bring it back over here because that's my default screen for this. I'll keep it over here for you guys. Just wait for it to load. Minimize that, get that out of the way. Okay, now like I said, sometimes this, if you go right to your home folder and just double click on it, it might take a little bit. So just double click the one time and just wait. Just wait for it to do whatever it needs to do. You just gotta be patient. But usually once it finally loads, then it won't take long any other time, because that would definitely be frustrating. Okay, so we did that just to show you how to build. I've tried to do do it without having to delete the Magic Lantern folder and start all, without having to start all over, but it doesn't seem to work correctly. It doesn't seem to update after I make changes. Maybe if you don't make any changes it'll probably update, but I do a lot of changes, so I'm just going to show you a clean start how to do this. So I'm just going to go right into my main folder, Magic Lantern, and this is your home folder, and I'm just going to go ahead and delete this, and we're going to start all over, start fresh. Close that folder. Okay, so now look, it should open up like right away. It should, but it didn't. Maybe now. No. Oh, now it's going to open up like a multiple file deal. Well, that's doing that. I'll just wait. Okay, close this. I'm going to see. I opened a whole bunch of them. Let's see if it opens up now. There we go. Okay. So obviously it was still working, doing something in the background. Okay, so we deleted that folder. Now what we need to do is go back to, let's go ahead and load our terminal up, which is down here. Now we're on our home folder right now. And I'm sure if any devs are watching this for a laugh, if I'm working in here, they probably know all the commands and everything like that to make the life easier, but I'm going to show you the beginner's way of doing this, so devs no laughing. Because like I said, I'm no programmer or anything. I'm just just a regular guy, just trying to build myself so I can learn. Okay, so we're going to go to here again, and we could go ahead and just copy this right here, or what I do is just I go to the Bitbucket, which would be here. I'm sure you guys probably know where this are if you know where all your change sets are and stuff. So let's go back to our commits here, to our main Bitbucket, which is this address up here. You want to take note of that. Okay, give you a little time on that, and then I would go here, I'd clone, and then copy, or you can just copy the other link that you had, which was there. And you can copy this whole thing, and that's your source. That's where you're going to go for your source. Okay, let's go back here. We're going to paste that. See, now that we turned on our bidirectional copy and paste, that allows us to do that. So and we'll paste that right here, and then it'll say this. Okay, so now it's gonna go ahead and get Magic Lantern build for you, or the source. It's gonna get all the source for you, and just wait for it to do its thing again. Okay, so once that's done, we want to go to our, we'll have that folder installed now. Go to your home folder, you'll see Magic Lanterns there. Okay, so now what we need to do is just go to, type in cd, change directory, to Magic Lantern, and press enter. Now you're in Magic Lantern folder. Now you need to type hg update tip, and we'll do that, and that'll update you with all the latest change sets and everything. Okay, so now we're set on that. Now we need to change a couple files first before we get started. So we're going to go to home folder, go to Magic Lantern, not a couple files, actually just one file, and we need to create a file. So let's go ahead and get our, where's the, we need the little, here I'll just make a new one here, I'll just open this one up. We'll make a new file here. Okay, sorry, had a phone call. Alright, so, where the heck was I? Oh, let's go to this folder. Now what we want to do is type this code in here. We're gonna, you can go here and get it. Right, just copy and paste this in here. This is not what we're gonna use, but just go back to here, click copy, and then paste that here. And then what we'll do is, for this GC version we have 4.73, so what we need to do is change this just to arm dash tool chain, because that is the folder it is in on here, which if we go back to our home folder, we'll see that's our folder, and we can go in here and look, and we'll see it. See, and we have 4.7.3. Okay, so if you have a new version in here, if it's not working, it's saying something, just go check that. But it should, if you got the same files I did. I'm sure it'll be 4.73. So just go in there and get that. Go back to here. Go back to our Magic Lantern folder. Okay, now go here. Alright. So once you do that, that should be all you need to get that part started. If you're interested in the modules, which I'm sure if you're trying to build yourself, that's probably what you want, because if not, then you can just go right to the nightly builds and get the nightly build bins, and then you don't have to even worry about it. But this is pretty much, this whole tutorial is for if you want to load the modules yourself and pick and choose which ones you want. So this is the code you're going to need for the module building. Click paste. This is going to turn off this feature here by using no, because it doesn't work, I believe, with the TCC. So, and you want to turn on TCC and modules. This is enabling, this will enable the modules inside Magic Lantern. You'll have the little M on the right hand side, and then whatever modules you choose to install, those will show up on your bin. Alright, now to get this to work with my card here, I'm just gonna, I have a for my USB flash reader for my SD card. To get that to work with Magic Lantern, or not Magic Lantern, this particular setup, I had to add this code, which I'll just copy and paste and you can have a look at it. I just set this in here, and this allowed it to copy straight, after I build it, it copies it straight to my memory card. So hopefully this code will work for you, depending on, it might be different depending on the type of card you have. So this is pretty much all you need to get it going then. So we're just going to go save as, and we want to save it recently used place folder. We're going to go save into Magic Lantern folder, and we're going to save this one, capital M, make file dot user. Okay, now it has to be exactly like this. I noticed things are cap sensitive, so just make sure. I'm not sure if this exactly has to be a capital, but I know when changing directories it has to be capital sensitive, so just make sure everything looks like that. Just click save. Okay, so now you have your make user file set, so you should be able to pretty much start building. Just going to go ahead and close that file now. We can pretty much close this file here, but just really quick, we're going to go into our modules folder here, and these are the different modules that you have. And if you look inside, none of these are going to be activated right now. They're not made, they're not created yet. So we have file manager, these are the ones I use. Raw record, I'm sure everybody wants. This ain't build yet. So these are just the basic files, so never delete them, or you're not going to be able to rebuild them. Okay. God, the phone. Okay, sorry again. Okay, so those are all your modules in here. If there's a particular one that you want, then we have to go enable that. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go click up here to get our terminal window in the front. I'm not sure. It's been a while since I had to actually start this. I'm not sure if TCC needs to be installed on this particular environment, but we'll find out, I guess. Because I've already built this myself the manual way, which is pretty much how I learned how to do this a while back, and that was not fun trying to figure out the ARM tool chain on that. And then when I found this pre-built one, I noticed mine started becoming out of date, so I saw the pre-built one and I was like, ooh, that was made a heck of a lot easier. But I can't remember if I had to install the TCC before I did this or not. So we're gonna find out right now. Alright, so what we want to do is first, just to make sure, we're going to type in make space clean. Now we get to the fun stuff, right? Just to clean everything, make sure everything's clean. Alright. Now let's go to, I guess we'll go to the modules folder first. So we'll go to CD, modules, and then we're going to go to CD, since I know everybody wants this one, raw record. Okay, then we're going to choose make. Now you can see the modules are made in there now. Now, when you go to build for your specific camera, all those modules are automatically going to be copied. If not, then you have to if your USB thing does not work, to where you put your flash card in and it doesn't copy straight to the USB, your SD card, then you just got to manually do everything. Okay, and I guess I'll have to show you how to do that just in case. Alright, now what else? Okay, raw record. So now this is one thing I never figured out, is how to go back in directory without starting over. Like in Windows, you just type cd ... and it'll just go back. But it doesn't seem to do that for this one. So I'm just going to go back then. Now you can hit your, so if you don't want to type things over again, you can hit your up key and it'll show you all the stuff that you've typed. So we need to go back to our Magic Lantern folder, and then we'll go to CD platform. Okay, now if you look in here, we go back to our Magic Lantern folder, we have platform here. Now this is all of the names for our specific camera. These are the folder names for our specific camera. So I'm going to be building one for the 500D right now for somebody. So it has to be typed exactly like this, 500 capital D dot 111. So we go back to here and we're going to type CD 500 capital D dot 111. Press enter. Now we're in that folder. Let's do a make clean on this one. It's always good to do a make clean first, just to make sure, especially if you're changing any code or anything like that. Alright, it's always good to be sure. And now let's test the build. Before we do a make install, we're just going to run a make, see if any issues pop up. Like that TCC issue. Because like I said, I cannot remember if it needs to be installed or not, or if it's already pre-installed on here. And like I said, it's just going to do its thing. It should come up. Alright, so now it created everything. Alright, so now it created all your stuff. Now if you manually have to do this, after you get your Magic Lantern from their website, you want to get, their main, you can get like the updated nightly build, I guess, if you want to. Basically you need the startup files from just from their website. You have to have the startup files in there, like your crop files and all that stuff, because we're only going to be grabbing the certain files from here, like the bin file and everything. So we're going to go to 500D. Here's our bin file right here. We can copy and paste that into our USB flash drive. Now to get access to that, that's what I should show you now. I'm gonna, with my USB installed, my card reader or whatever, we're gonna go to up here at the top. Sorry, wrong view, or devices. Let me get out of that. Go to devices, USB devices, and select your particular device up here. Don't click the wrong one. Just, this is my USB reader, so I'm going to go ahead and click that. Now you're going to hear Windows do its thing, because now it's kind of installing the VirtualBox drivers. Let me minimize that so it's Okay, now you'll see it should show up here. If you have your SD card from your camera in your card reader, if it's the actual one, you should actually have here this. And now if you look at our other folder, remember how I typed this here. Let me go back to that. Let's go media, Magic Lantern here, just to try to make you understand this. I don't want to blab on too much, but you know, it's good to understand it. Our CF card, it's saying equals media Magic Lantern EOS digital. Okay, so if you notice, when we go, I'll open that in a new window. If we go here, it's media Magic Lantern EOS digital. That's telling Magic Lantern, or the source, where your card is. So if this winds up being different, which it shouldn't be, if you have Magic Lantern installed on your card and everything, it should be set up for EOS digital. And if you're using this environment, it should be exactly the same. So hopefully that works. And don't be laughing, this is for my daughter, Pretty Little Liars and Bachelorette. So I do watch Teen Wolf though. Okay, I admit I do watch Pretty Little Liars with her and Bachelorette, but that's just because I'm bored and she needs somebody to watch it with. Okay, so no laughing at that. But anyways, let's get back to the program here. Okay, so media. Alright, so that should be, I'm just trying to figure out if we need this open anymore now. I want to close it. Okay, so let's close this now because we don't need that. Alright, so as long as you did this, and sometimes this doesn't get mounted correctly, I've noticed for some reason it doesn't get mounted correctly. So if you have to, I'm just going to go ahead and right click on that. If it doesn't get mounted correctly, just here, let's go in here. Gonna re-enable this. Just uncheck that and then just recheck it. That's one way, and just wait for it to show. And if it doesn't mount, like here, just right click on it if you have no access to it. It's always better before you actually build or compile everything to make sure this is accessed, because I noticed it might be a bug or whatever, but it doesn't always mount. So just go ahead and just, if it's not working right, just always double check this, because I've definitely had issues with it not mounting. So just right click on it, just mount volume, just to make sure it's loaded, and just make sure you can actually get into the folder first and make sure it shows up in here. If it shows up in here, then you're good to go on it. So just click X on that. We're going to close that. We're going to close all our folders just to start fresh now. Now once we are in 500D, we already know it made it, but what you have to do is copy all these files, which could get annoying. Hopefully all this works for you, but oh, that's what I had to do. You're gonna go to Magic Lantern, and we need to go to Platforms, 500D, and then we're gonna take this folder, and you want to copy that to your digital card. And then there's a Magic System here, so Magic Lantern.sim, this folder or file, and you're going to copy that one on there, and you need to rename it to Magic.sim instead of Magic Lantern.sim. Rename it to Magic.sim. That's important, as far as I remember anyway. Alright, and that's one thing. Then you have to go and get the modules. So any module that you have installed, you have to go back to your modules folder. This is just the manual way of doing it, but you have to do it. We did the raw record one. Go ahead and grab the module and copy that to the modules folder here in Magic Lantern. go to modules, and if you don't have a modules folder for some reason, create it, go in there, and then go ahead and copy it in there, and then you'll have your MO file in there. Let's go back here now. If that's the manual way of doing it, so if you want to try it the automatic way, as long as you have your EOS, you type that code in, and you have this here showing you're able to access it, this should work. So what we're going to do is just type make install, make space install, and then press enter, and then you'll see extra stuff. You'll see extra stuff loaded here, and this is all that stuff gets copied to your memory card. Okay, and just to be sure it gets copied, what you might want to do is just go here, go ahead and don't delete the firmware one, just delete our bin file. Here. Have to close it and restart. See, that's one of your issues too. That sometimes happen. It doesn't, unless you close it, you can't have permissions to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete it. Yeah, if you had that problem and you don't have, like, you're not able to do anything in there, just close the main folder and then reopen it again, and you should have permissions. So that one, I'm gonna go into my modules folder and just wipe out all my modules. Oh, the magic. Remember the magic.sim file I was telling you about? That has to go to your modules folder too, so just remember that. Delete. Alright, so now we're all clean. We're basically set up to where we just downloaded Magic Lantern and we have all the folders we need with the firmware and all that stuff. We're down to basic, just like if we got it straight from Magic Lantern webpage. Alright, so just to see if everything copied, we're going to go back to here, and we're going to press up to go to make install again. We're going to hit enter. Let's do its thing. When it's done, we should have those folders in there now. Let's access it. Okay, now there's our bin file. That copied fine. Go to Magic Lanterns, go to modules. There's our Magic Sim, it's renamed and everything. Our raw record, that's in there. So now when we load Magic Lantern, we should have the M in our Magic Lantern menu, and raw record should be enabled. And that is pretty much it to get your modules enabled. Let's see, anything else I can add to this? Oh, one other thing, I don't know if I should, Des might get mad at me if I do that. I'll probably not mention it because I don't want to get anybody mad. So I was just gonna say how to enable certain features. I guess I can do that. I mean, all right, let's just go to Magic Lantern folder, and we'll go to source, and we're double click on this all features one, and then we have all our features here. You really shouldn't be messing with the code. I mean, if you really at this point where you need this tutorial, it's probably not a good idea to mess with the code and stuff. So maybe I won't even get into it, because what would be the point? If you mess with the code, you could mess stuff up and hurt your camera. So probably be better off not getting into that. Yeah, I'll just leave it as a building Magic Lantern for modules tutorial, and just leave it at that. Oh, and then the other thing, let's see, if you want to, we'll just close this, I guess. I shouldn't need that open anymore. Just gonna empty my trash to clean that out. If you want to get access to your digital card again on Windows, you have to unmount it from here. Go to devices, USB, and just click this, and that'll give you access down here to your digital card in Windows again. So every time you want to access or load it to make it work with here, you have to go to devices and load it up in there. Same with the CD drive if you need that, but you shouldn't need that. And as far as drag and drop in files, like I said, I don't know if it's going to work, but let's try it the way it's supposed to work in here. Let's just try grabbing one of these files. You just left click on it, and you're supposed to be able to, you know, if you hold it here for a little bit, it's supposed to copy over, but it doesn't seem to work. But you can copy and paste other things. So I mean, I guess there's really no reason to have to drag and drop files on there. Maybe if it was a picture file, maybe that would probably work, but let's try PNG since no. Right click maybe? Nope. Okay, so that's clearly not working. I don't think it'll even work if you do this. No, so but I know you can copy and paste text and stuff, so that's the main thing, especially when you're messing with code and stuff. Alright, well, that's pretty much it. So hopefully this helped you, and if, like I said, if you want to close this, we're going to close this, and then you can just shut down your thing, and if you want to load it again, just go into VirtualBox and just load it up, and that's it.